Hello everyone, my name is Ashley with Complete Custom Homes, and I am here with a compilation of videos to give you guys a brief overview of our project thus far, located in Griffin, Georgia. So here on the first video, it's just literally when we first got started with this amazing property. As you can see, John in the background, he is seeding the backyard. We decided to go ahead and seed as well as lay hay, of course, to keep the birds from eating all the seeds and to help it grow quicker. But we decided to seed the backyard in efforts to save a little money on laying grass, and it actually turned out pretty good. So here, like I said, he's laying the seeds and the hay so that the grass can grow. At this phase in the project, guys, we hadn't even gotten our building permit. It was literally like pulling teeth to actually get the building permit, which literally took us about 4 months to receive. The issue that we were having is that we bought the property with the impression that there was a previous dwelling, which it was. But the seller forgot to mention that the property, or let me say this, we're gonna take full ownership. We didn't think to ask if that home indeed or when that home had been built. Long story short. So long story short, the home was built in 1934. And yeah, it was super duper old, which means that any remnants of like septics and water meters or any of those things literally did not exist. So we went back and forth for a long time with planning and zoning on basically providing them all the information that one could ask for to prove that this piece of property indeed did have a septic there once upon a time, as well as water. However, ultimately, they weren't given on their end. So we ended up having to pay an additional like $4,000 and some change, additional to what we had budgeted for the permit, which that's fine. Sometimes that happens. But one little nugget that I want to drop is make sure that you do your due diligence and actually ask the seller for these things, such as soil tests. You want to make sure that you're dealing with good soil. You want to make sure that if there was a house there indeed, that it wasn't built in 1934, where they literally have no record of a septic, no record of a water meter, literally no record that anything there was ever functional. So it was essentially like us having to pay an impact fee is what it's called. We had to basically end up paying an impact fee as if nothing was ever there, which we weren't happy about it, but we did get through it. So once we got through those hurdles, we literally had to overcome the next hurdle, which was the soil was absolutely terrible. Basically, when I say you want to ask the seller if they have a soil test on file, you want to ask, because we didn't understand how important it was for the soil to be good soil. So we ended up literally having to pay double the budget that we set for the septic install. So soil definitely matters. If you have bad soil, then you're going to have to get a special septic tank. If you have good soil, then you're able to get just a basic septic. I don't really know the different levels of septic, but once I learned, then I'll give you guys like a breakdown of the different septics. However, I do know the one that we're having to get is hella expensive, but that's neither here nor there. So now we get down to the day that we actually installed our permit box, as well as the day that the foundation got started. Guys, we were so excited for this day to finally get the permit, which gives us the okay to start building. So as you can see on the picture here, this is when the guys were site prepping. So of course, when you're doing any type of foundation, you have to do site preparation. Then you have the excavation, and then you have the base preparation. Here on this picture, they've already done all of those things. So on the picture here, we're actually at the phase of us doing the base preparation, which is actually laying down laying down the 2x4 so that we can get the actual width, the depth. Of course, they've dug the trenches according to the wall design and all that good stuff, which we had to give them the floor plans for them to be able to build that. Um, Again, it's not that long of a process. Like once the guys get started, it's literally like bam, bam, bam. So on this particular picture, again, this is literally just the base preparation. The next thing that they're going to be doing is they're going to be laying the foundation concrete, which is actually them pouring the footing. So yeah. So on this next video, guys, this is where things started to get very surreal. So as you can see, they have literally built up the wall for the foundation. State requirements is that you have a minimum of 12 inches deep and a minimum of 20 inches wide. Because we went with such an amazing company, they always go above and beyond. They actually gave us 24 inches wide, which is basically going to create that more, it's just going to give the house more durability and a sturdier foundation to sit on. Again, guys, anything that we do, we want it done right because we want to ensure that whoever is the lucky new homeowner of this home, they are satisfied, as well as they tell every person that they know to please come see us, which is Complete Custom Homes. So in this particular video here, as you can see, I'm showing the rebar. The rebar sits on a little hat. It's not supposed to lay directly on the ground because you don't want your rebar to rust. So they have like little hats at the bottom that it literally just kind of rests on so that it's not touching the ground. And at this phase of the foundation preparation, we're literally just ready for them to come out and actually do the pouring. So look at that, guys. They came out, they did the pouring, and we have to give it 24 hours to cure. It looked so amazing, like just for everything to come together so beautifully and for them to be so fast and efficient. We were completely amazed. So at this phase, once the concrete cures, then what they'll do is they'll come out and they will put up the forming walls. Once they put up the forming walls, then we'll be ready to pour the actual concrete walls. So this is going to cure for 24 hours. Guys, what happened to us next was so unexpected. There was nothing we could do. It literally rained for like 40 days and 40 nights. Not really. However, it felt like it. So that kind of pushed us back probably about a week because it literally rained, guys, for like 7 days straight. No breaks, no, just afternoon showers. Like, no, it rained for literally 7 days straight with no breaks in between. So that put us behind schedule, which that was okay because ultimately it had to cure anyway. So at this phase, as you guys can see, they have put up the forming walls and they have it's had time to set, and now the concrete truck is there and he's ready to start pouring. Once they pour the actual walls, the foundation walls, then it will need to cure for 3 to 5 days. Again, it really just depends on, the guys, but they literally came and removed the walls within about, I'm probably going to say about 3 days. It didn't take them that long at all. So yeah, again, there you see, I'm just kind of giving y'all a little walk around to show y'all what it looks like before they actually pour the concrete in. I was doing like a walk around and the cement guys like, make sure you don't go behind the truck. No worries, you don't have to tell me twice. I'm definitely not going behind the truck. But again, guys, the final product was so amazing. We were definitely in for a true reward once we saw how it looked once they removed the walls. And there it is. So this is the final product of the foundation once everything cured. Once they were able to remove the walls, and it turned out amazing. As you can see right there in the middle, those are what they call piers. The piers is basically what the home sits on so that it can make sure that it's level and that it's sturdy. Essentially, it's kind of like a beam. So they'll sit it right there. They'll sit it on top of the piers, and then they will screw it to the foundation. Literally, guys, this thing is just like it was built on site, except for it's built to the same standards, same codes as if it was literally built right there on site. Again, guys, this is Ashley with Complete Custom Homes. I just wanted to give you guys a little brief update to let you know where we are in our project. And I will be coming back with a new update next week. Thank you so much for listening. Follow, like, subscribe. We have YouTube, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, as well as TikTok. We're going to be at Complete Custom Homes. That's what we are on all of our platforms. Complete Custom Homes. Again, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day.